Grounded down to third, a chance for two. Beatty to second for one. A tough pickup from McNeil. Are they going to call the out? They are. And then an overslide at second base by Hoskins. And we got some hard feelings as Hoskins has words with Lindor and others. A hard slide by Hoskins. They called the out at second. Both benches have emptied. The bullpens are joining it as well. Hoskins has a history with the Mets. Remember the 34-second home run trot a few years ago when he was with the Phillies. And you can see how hot McNeil is. And he is still barking.
Oh boy, they're jawing.
Now they called the out at second base despite the fact that McNeil dropped the ball, saying I guess that it was on the transfer.
He's saying that.
Then the question is, did Hoskins make an illegal slide that would turn that into a double play?
Right.
So I think we're going to get a multiple review here.
It was a late slide, but he had full contact with the base, in my estimation.
So they call the out on the transfer, and then, yeah.
But the problem is this McNeil, if you watch it again, watch his left knee buckle. That's the issue, and that's what made Jeff angry, because I'm sure he felt he was a whisper away from getting seriously injured there.
I think he got spiked too.
No slide rule violation. Runner at second is out.
You're right, Keith. The left foot of Hoskins spiked McNeil right in the shin.
You know, and to me, that's a clean slide.
Let's see how much he hits. He's going to try to bunt for a base hit. And he will succeed. Turner's throw goes down the line. Caballero rounding second on his way to third. And he'll be out easily there, but the Rays will get a run out of it. And some words. And now a shove as the Blue Jays get out there quickly to wrap up Yenesis Cabrera, and the dugouts and the bullpens have cleared.
These two ball clubs play a lot of tight games, and emotions oftentimes run pretty high. But it didn't take long for everybody to meet at third base.
Cabrera is in the dugout. Some words exchanged between him and Caballero.
Look out here. A conversation between Willy Adames and James McCann. Didn't take much to spark a big-time disagreement. Bench is empty. Bullpen's empty. This is not the first time Milwaukee has gotten into a tiff with an opponent this year.
James McCann, he's sticking up for his Orioles team. I'm not sure if he took exception to Willy Adames on a homer, but Willie and the Brewers are not going to back down.
Everybody's still milling around.
Pat Murphy and Brandon Hyde are talking at home plate too, trying to sort it out. This is why I took offense to it. Here it is.
At the top it said Mamba mentality.
Brandon Hyde was quickly in between the two. If you're a Brewers fan, you got to love the edge with which this team is playing the first month of the season. I don't know if you need benches clear for the second time in a 3-week span, but it's clear they've got a chip on their shoulder.
Is out right now. If you're the Padres, you're just trying to win. Look at it. I mean, see Profar right there. Just I mean, they're trying to rattle Stone. If I'm Gavin, I come right back in there again.
And now the benches are empty. As these teams don't like each other very much, it doesn't often take much.
I mean, that's nothing right there. That's nothing. That's just Profar. Yeah. I mean, Will Smith's got every right to say, just get in the box, dude.
One thing about Seri, he was going through a stretch where he was having a hard time making contact. Had struck out in 18 straight games. He didn't strike out yesterday.
Oh, they just said, yeah. When he was,
oh boy, a rebound with punches thrown, and Seri needs some help. And some of the Brewers pulled Seri away. And if Peralta was ejected for hitting, then I got to think Uribe's going to be thrown out.
He took a swing at him, for goodness sake. First of all, you could see him chirping Siri over by first base. Siri, started to make his way out onto the field, and Uribe took an overhand right at him.
Boy, Uribe seemed to have one mission in mind.
I'll tell you what.
That's Brady North trying to calm Siri down. The heart's beating. And they got to get Uribe out of there, too.
Boy, does that make your blood boil.
Oh.
You hit him. You hit him and he took his base.
Right.
Now you want to up the ante like that? I want to come out of the booth.
Well, because Uribe just could have gotten one of his own guys hit later on. And some fellas still need to be separated.
Well, that again, listen, you don't like the way that Jose Siri went about taking his trip around the bases. I understand that. You drill him the next time. Right. Okay, it's over. It's over. Now you pull that stunt. That's bootleg. And he waits for Jose.
Look at that.
He waits for him. And right there, it has words. Jose must have said something back to him. And then they converge. And then it just goes into a...
Boy, oh boy.
Throwing haymakers.
And then Rhys Hoskins gets pushed down to the ground by his own pitcher.
Well, Jose Siri actually connected there.
Yeah.
On the second little go-round.
Certainly an eventful night here in Milwaukee. Benches clearing, managers thrown out, several different incidents.
Oh, my goodness.
Ooh, Bryce just barked at him. Home plate umpire just came out. Let's cool our heads a little bit.
Got a little emotion here.
Well, as I said, I mean, Harrison does have some trouble being able to throw that ball in on left-handers. He's just missed a lot of them on the arm side.
2-2.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
That ball actually, I think, hit his helmet.
It might have hit. Yeah, well, it was either that or the bat. It was definitely sounded different. The benches are emptying on the Phillies side. Nothing's happening on the Giants side yet.
I honestly do not think that Harrison tried to throw in on him here. This is a fastball that was supposed to be away.
Here come the bullpens as well. Do you think he just missed that badly?
Yes. I honestly do not think that he was trying to throw in on Bryce Harper. I think that he was trying to use the outside part, and he has been wild that way. I get why Bryce would be upset. Totally understand that.
Yeah. Kyle Schwarber's in the middle of it. Now Kirk Casale comes over. Looking back at this, and we have looked at it in the production cavity, it did look like it hit the knob. Oh, now we got some shoving going on. Somebody came in, and it was Pat Burrell, I think, that may have come in and started to push a little bit. The rest of the Giants who are in the clubhouse are now fighting their way out, like Logan Webb and Blake Snell and the other starting pitchers. So Pat is being escorted back by Jorge Soler.
Something incensed Pat for some reason.
Yeah. The umpires really let this whole meeting happen. And again, we'll wait and see what the decision is, but I believe the ball hit the knob of Harper's bat. It did. So it hit the knob of Harper's bat. I don't know if the umpire called it that way. The Giants are telling Bob Melvin, who's way past the expired time to look at it.
Like way past it.
He'll throw that change up to the righties. We got some chirping going on at home plate right here. We got some.
Whoa! Profar got into it with the catcher Ruiz, and the bench is empty. So last night, Profar, after the walk-off, appeared to be motioning towards the Nats dugout, and words were just exchanged here as Profar was stepping into the box. And of course, he had the walk-off last night, and the catcher Ruiz kind of got pushed out of that area by his teammates. He appeared to be the most aggressive in it all. Manny came over from the on-deck circle, and he also got involved trying to separate some people. Wandy Peralta trying to fix some things here. Here's how it started.
Oh, yeah, he initiated it.
Yeah,
Ruiz.
Profar wasn't even looking at it. And then Manny comes in, and then Ruiz kind of hops back, and the bench is empty.
Yeah.
And now we're just doing a lot of talking. Profar's just kind of listening, and then Manny came over and pushed him out of the way. Looks like this is going to break up amicably as they start to head back to their dugouts.
Yeah, and you would have to think that the umpire's taking charge here. I mean, you got to talk about warnings given out. I mean, thrown at hitters, whatever the case may be.
Go. Mike Schilt is in a discussion with Dave Martinez right now. And that's kind of interesting. Schilt certainly has his players back here, but now you got the managers kind of going after each other. And generally in these situations, it's you got to control your guy here.
Yeah.
And we've seen that before. Remember Dave Robertson, Andy Green got into it some years ago. And it was the same kind of thing, and now they're starting to bark back and forth at each other. Schilt and Martinez continue. And Schilt is fired up.
You know, there was a lot of emotion last night. I mean, let's face it, a big league ball game, any sport at the highest level, any level really. You know, you come from behind, it's a big moment. Jerkson's at the plate. Came up big. In a situation like that, you know, you're going to be fired up. And I think, Don, it's one of those situations when it's the other team that's doing it, you're ticked off. But if it's your guy, hey, you know what? It's part of the game. It just happens.
We're trying to get everybody off the field here. And Profar would like to go back to his.
Hit him in the helmet. Well, let's hope he's okay. And he gets right up. How about that? You can see Kjerstad wants to stay in, but that's scary, Jeff.
It is. You never want to have anything come up around a player's head.
And now Hyde is yelling toward the Yankee dugout. Now he's going up against Wells. And now both benches are going to empty. Two frustrated teams letting it all hang out. Now they're coming in from the bullpen.
Well, they have a little history from the time in the Bronx. You wondered if it was going to carry over here at Camden Yards in Baltimore.
Well, that was definitely escalated, Jeff, by the manager of the Orioles. See if anybody gets thrown out of the game. Looks like Brandon Hyde is, in fact, going to get thrown out.
Well, good job by Cal Quantrill to limit the damage. Yeah, what's going on? Stallings and Quantrill, and both benches are empty. Reese McGuire took issue with Cal Quantrill.
Somebody's yelling at Bud Black. Nick Pavetta's yelling at Bud Black.
I'm not sure what happened with this pop up. Oh, Cal was excited about that, and then McGuire started yelling at him, and then Cal was jawing back.
To me, it was a visceral reaction to, hey, I got out of this limiting the damage, and not as much I got you, Reese McGuire.
They're just going to issue warnings to both benches.
Bryce now with 39 doubles on the year. Castellanos is hit by the pitch, and he is not happy. The benches are going to clear. Harper's already at the mounds. Castellanos has been hit a handful of times this week. Dusty Wathan comes over with Brandon Marsh to move Harper away. The bullpen's clear as well.
Need to get Strom out of there.
Yeah. Sosa, Bohm, they're there too. They got to move those guys out.
I think Strom ran out though in his.
He did in his shorts.
Shorts and tank top.
Yeah. It's going to make it for an interesting game 3 of this series.
It's going to make an interesting 9th inning.
Well, that too.
Top of the 9th for them.
Castellanos has been hit a few times the last couple weeks. I mean, he has chirped about it, obviously, and I think rightfully so. But that was probably the most egregious. Wouldn't you say, John?
Yep. Yeah. Now he threw one inside to Bryce. He threw one up and in on Garrett Stubbs. And that one, I mean, first pitch after giving up a homer and a double and another base hit, and yeah, there. I mean, that if Nick moves in just a half a step, that thing's behind it. And they can say, well, it's not intentional. It doesn't matter. That's what you love right there.
Well, Usain is going to be asked to leave this game. I don't think there's any question about that. The umpires are talking about it right now.
Yeah, and then they'll probably warn both teams.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. Inning is over.
There's some words.
Yep. Harper's starting to walk toward him right now. Ferrer's starting to walk toward Harper, and now the benches are clearing. It's a 2-2 game, and now they're trying to restore order. And here come the bullpens. I don't know what they're going to do.
Well, they were going to be tired.
And let's check out this 1-0 pitch, because this is where everything kind of started. And the hesitation right there by Cabert, and, well, Bryce telling him to throw it. Why you hesitate? It's a ball. It's a strike, but it's a ball in this case. We're standing up to him, and then here's strike 3, and what happens afterwards? A little slider away. And he's saying, what are you looking at? Maybe a little bit in there, but.
Bench is empty. Bullpens came in. Nothing of consequence happened.
Not when Cole is right. Bouncing ball taken by Birdie. Steps on the bag. He throws to second. The tag on Garcia, and they get the double play. Boy, that quiets the crowd at Kauffman Stadium. And also, he's asking maybe Volpe to reconsider something, and Torres is walking Garcia off. And now both benches empty. And here come the bullpens. Well, at first I thought the double play would quiet the crowd. But with the benches emptying, they're involved again. And Jazz Chisholm would do well to stay out of this because he's already public enemy #1 here in Kansas City.
The entire Yankee team would do better to stay out of this. They got the 3-0 lead. They don't want anything to happen to get this Royals team going. What happened with Garcia is that he didn't appreciate the tag from Volpe. That's where this started.
Yeah.
First, nice play by Birdie with the accurate throw, and the late slide here by Garcia. And he kind of came in spikes heavy, and that's when Volpe kind of pushed him off the bag. Then another tag there, and then a pat on the chest, and Garcia did not like that. A pat on the back. All of that irritated Garcia, and it looked like maybe Chisholm got involved in that as well.
Well, Volpe's right forearm got Garcia under the chin, but immediately you see Volpe, that's all cool, everything's good. That's what he's hoping Garcia will think.
Unless you're the guy that got hit under the chin.
Yeah. And then Chisholm comes over, which he didn't need to do. And Torres just trying to walk Garcia away from it all. Along with Damon Hollins, the first base coach.
There's a lot on this game, so I understand the bench is emptying. Good by both teams to get off the field in quick time.